What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to CM Aviation. Hope you're on a fantastic day today. And today we have a little bit of a different video here for you all today. So yeah, you can probably tell that this one's going to be a little bit different, and rightfully so, as we definitely have some new eras beginning soon, and it's going to be all exciting. But today, I was just thinking about this is actually my last day here in this current setup for the immediate future, as I have an upcoming internship and will be moving because of that, at least temporarily, possibly permanently. And with that, I was just thinking here with the setup, and I have a couple other videos I want to record today, but I was thinking, what could I do with the current setup, obviously, right? Because obviously I've made almost all my videos in here, all of the model aircraft videos predominantly. And, I was just thinking about it, and it was like, well, I could get back to my webcam videos and all that, but I think it was at least worthy to take one more opportunity to make a video with the current setup in here. And what better way to do it than by having one of the coolest model airports up, Great Plains International. And what's really special about this airport, of course, is that it literally takes all the space in here. As you can tell, I don't know exactly what the perimeter is here, but I think it's probably like 16 by 16 feet. And likely in a new space, I will probably not have 16 by 16 to work with, which is certainly a little bit of a bummer to think about, because this setup's gonna have to change a little bit, and probably a couple of the others too. But I've been extremely fortunate over the last several years making all these videos to have such a huge space to work with, and it's certainly made content production much more efficient and has made airports like this a reality. And obviously we also had the Storyline Airport as well several years ago that took up a bunch of space too. But yeah, this Great Plains Model Airport has been so much fun to display and just utilize. So it's been really cool to have all the space to use, and fortunately we'll be able to use it for the immediate future. I'm not sure beyond 2026 if it'll be exactly like this regarding the setup. I have no idea whether I'm going to keep the majority of my planes here when I move to my own place, or if I'll have the room to be able to restructure the setup to where I'll be able to have the majority of it there and then possibly leave enough here to continue this, or how I want to do it. Because once I move these planes, I'm probably not going to move them back here, so I need to be very mindful of that and how I want to execute this airport moving forward, because this airport's not going to go anywhere. Now, what it's going to look like, I have no idea. It certainly could be, down back to starting with this map, maybe these two, or maybe that map gets involved as well. I'm not exactly sure. Well, what I can say is that when I'm looking for a new place to live, no matter what the case is, I'm certainly going to be looking for a very open concept to hopefully be able to represent as much, if not all of this, as I can. And there's a chance, especially I think the more of the square type work, like back over there, and probably even this map will be realistic to represent in some capacity. The real question is going to be like these side tables and all that, and that's what probably will be first to go. But definitely like that square, like we'll certainly have enough room for the Tulsa mat and all the other small hub airports that I do, along with probably even enough for Dallas for sure when I'm able to get that back and rolling. But this current layout of Great Plains will certainly be pretty tough to probably represent in the new place as well. So exactly how it's going to look, I'm not sure, but I will assure you that we will still be doing airports on it. And I could do the ultimate cheat method and set up a half of it at once and then set the other half up, afterward in a different clip, obviously. But I would love to be able to represent them both simultaneously if possible. So it's not going anywhere. It just might be a little bit different, but that's kind of why I'm making this video here today, is just to represent what the future looks like. And once again, this could possibly be my last permanent day here, which again, I'm not exactly sure what the future holds, but I'm obviously don't have clarity right now as of to whether I'll be back here for the summer and fall of 25 or not. I certainly would not be opposed to that. I just need to keep my options open for my career in aviation, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So I wanted to really reflect upon this entire setup and all the videos that we've made here, like the massive unboxings, obviously all these Great Plains updates. We've had several different airports over time. Fortunately, most of them have been retained, along with a bunch of new airports recently too, like Destin and New Forest, that have been really fun to implement here on the channel. And then obviously this massive setup that you're looking at right now. Let me go ahead and come over to the other side to give you a little bit of a different vantage point. These shelves are another huge component as well. I have no idea where and how I'm going to be able to store my aircraft, because as you can tell, I probably have about half of them or so out here, and then the rest are on the shelves right here. So being able to find a place for all that's going to be a challenge for sure. So I might have to, I hate to say, box up my non-use aircraft for the model airports, meaning some of the retro airplanes, especially the ones over here. Let's take a look at those. You gotta be very careful because there's not much space here to walk through. And I certainly don't want to knock off more aircraft. Been there, done that in the past, and it's not fun when that happens, especially when you have to see a broken model. Okay, get a nice look at that apron there. Okay, these over here particularly is what I'm talking about, because that can pretty much eliminate a shelf. So again, I have no idea what that's going to look like, restructuring all this, but I definitely want to make it as good as possible. So an easy solution as well is going to be getting more surface area here. As you can tell, here's my hand. It's not the biggest shelves ever, and there's like 20 of them, so I could probably come up with a more effective design than that. I probably won't go glass just because of how tough it is to maintain, the price, along with limited surface area typically. So that will probably be out, but I'll probably do some sort of, you know, shelf of sorts. So yeah, as we come over to the other side here, getting some nice light over here. And these windows as well. Let me highlight these windows. These windows have been absolutely fantastic. They are super cool. So hopefully I can find some sort of good windows in the new accommodation as well. I would think of using what would be supposed to be a living room area with a nice window and turn that into the model airport room. But yeah, probably won't be able to get a house straight up. That's an absolute fact, which is completely okay. It's an unrealistic expectation to get a house straight up, and we know what it costs to live in the United States. And fortunately, in most areas, it is doable, but obviously that comes with time. And I've been fortunate enough to establish a good foundation financially, but it's not enough to pay for a house 100%. And can't forget about other expenses. Gonna have to get a new vehicle at some point as well, along with all the insurance and, you know, cell phone bill, utilities, you name it. So it's crazy growing up. It really is. And that's kind of what this video is about, right? So obviously times are changing. I'm very fortunate that I'll be in a nice transitional phase here where I'll be close to home, so I'll be able to come back and record and, you know, have some elements of that similar to what my freshman year of college looked like. But obviously it's going to really start getting real as I'm actually working a real job this time, which obviously I've had a job, but it's certainly not been to the capacity of 8 to 5 Monday through Friday every day. And, you know, it's certainly been really fun to have a flexible job here locally. That's been nice, but this is real external. I went out and got this one type mindset. So it's certainly going to be a little bit different, but it's exciting. And I'm really excited to continue to pursue this channel alongside my aviation career. And I'm really eager to continue to make so many awesome videos. Once again, and we talked about this in the channel update, it may look a little bit different and there may be more aviation news videos than what there's been in the past, or, you know, just sit down videos in general. Along with those videos like the rise of GeminiJets in 2025, which fortunately that is going to be coming out soon if it hasn't already. So definitely check that one out. Along with all the other, you know, just narrated voiceover videos. And obviously those are really fun to make and they're really awesome additions. But the model airports, this is the foundation, right? This is what got me into YouTube. I'm not going to deny it. You know, we're not going anywhere from it. And I can't not recognize that it was watching videos of airports like this that got me started here. And while that narrated content's really cool and has a very important meaning moving forward, these videos is what got me started. And watching these airport updates from people like GeminiJets 13, Lone Warrior 6, A, Flight 777, of these, really, it was some of the biggest displays. Like GeminiJets 13 obviously had this mat, and there were several others as well that utilized it too. I think Aviation Blue Tech had a mat like this. I'm trying to think of others that did. And then obviously the original 3-pier GeminiJets mat that, let's see, A, Flight 777 had it, Lone Warrior 6 had it. So Jompy 3922 also had it from the UK. So yeah, definitely need to make a video. I did a while back, like several years ago, reflecting on, I think I went through all my subscriptions and just said a couple of tidbits about each YouTuber that I've watched over time and what's been fun about it. So I definitely need to go back and do that again here in the near future because that was fun. So yeah, it's crazy to think about, but I really hope all of you have enjoyed the setup. I am very hopeful that regardless of what happens, that we'll be able to be here through the rest of 2025 for the model airport videos and so on, because it is really, truly a fun setup. And again, so much room to utilize here, and we're definitely going to take advantage of that and maximize its potential, because I definitely want to expand this airport a little bit more. And then if we have to consolidate a little bit, it'll be understandable. And once again, I could absolutely do the half-half setup where I set up the first half, do it, and then do the second half, which would be certainly very weird you know, filming wise, because I wouldn't have as much retention, because it would take like multiple days at a time to change the setup. So I might duplicate too many routes or whatever, but I certainly think that that would be a better compromise than just completely alleviating it, period. So yeah, it's just crazy to think about, everyone, and I'm sure many of you are probably in the same boat as well. Some of my closest friends on here are also in college and, you know, transitioning out of their parents' house to their new locations as well. Some of you are older, some of you are younger, and, you know, it's been really crazy to see. But what I can say for all of you, no matter how long you've been watching or what your favorite videos are, if you've made it to this point in this video, you obviously enjoy it to some of the magnitude, is that we're going to continue to have an awesome skew of content here, and that's really exciting to me. And again, I'm very fortunate to be in the position with all these model aircraft to be able to make really cool videos like this, and, you know, the massive unboxings as well. You can't forget about all the other airport displays too, and just all the other videos that we've filmed in here. You know, we've done a bunch of model comparisons and all kinds of, you know, unboxing videos for single models. So yeah, and these windows have certainly been a workhorse as well. I also need to work on over there, you can see on my plastic containers, that's a bunch of model boxes, so definitely going to be touching that up here in the near future. And then I also have a full container down there, and then a full now table essentially of airline memorabilia, predominantly safety cards, but I have a full boarding pass stack over there, along with those playing cards that I still would like to make a video on. So there's certainly a bunch of content to be made. And as I transition this all to, you know, I could even do a storage unit as well. That's another option. Not going to be great for lighting, but there would be more room. So, you know, that could be another thought. But once again, that even kind of defeats the purpose a little bit too, because I'd have to purposely take time to go to the storage unit to make X video, along with, you know, spending a bunch of time in there. And I personally think that would be better to keep it all in the same location that I'm at, in a place that I'm residing. So it's just, I'm thinking, you know, I'm trying to really think outside the box, think if there's any clever ways to gain more space. And the storage unit at the same time is going to be several $100s a month anyway. So it'd probably be worth it to do a multi-scene cut motion, or that's kind of the wrong way to say that, but, you know, multiple setups out and then put them all into the same video if it comes to that. But I certainly wouldn't be shocked if I'm not able to get enough to put up 3 fold-up tables like that, because that really is like 8 by 10 maybe. Yeah, 8, it might be 8 by 8, which I should be able to come up with 8 by 8, and you can certainly do quite a bit with 3 fold-up tables. That's not quite half the setup, but 40% on this, say. So yeah, there's certainly going to be room to utilize, so I'm definitely really excited about it. And I'm certainly happy to forfeit TVs and couches in the lounging area for the benefit of the model airport, because yeah, it's very important here and I really enjoy getting to see it. But yeah, definitely just wanted to get in here and film a video with the setup, because it might be a while before I could do this again. So yeah, it's just crazy to think about all of what's coming up. And, you know, this may be a little early, as once again, I very well could be here next summer and next fall as well. We'll just see what happens, you know, but there's also a chance that I may not be, and there'll be a time, maybe during the summer or whatever, where I'm going to have to start transitioning this all to a new location, or possibly, depending on the situation, there might be a chance where I can keep it here for a period of time and continue to pre-record videos until there's an adequate opportunity to move it all, which it goes without saying that this moving process is going to be tough, and I'm going to have to really prepare for it and really be ahead of the game on content, particularly to be able to successfully execute this. Because I mean, we are talking about probably realistically at least probably a month of, you know, not 24/7 packing, but, you know, several hours a day, because, you know, this is going to take quite some time to pack this up. So, you know, that, the ground service equipment, the jet bridges, and then obviously I have so many other essentials as well. I got all my computer equipment, which is a little bit easier, luckily. I got all the airline memorabilia as well, so that's going to have to be a consideration. I also have all of my clothes, so that's going to be another part. And then, you know, a bunch of other miscellaneous pieces. I got to decide what I want to do with the boards over here for Phoenix, so definitely like to do that again sometime. But just so many videos to make, and, you know, big quantity guys, so I thought you all would enjoy some more of the quantity videos at this immediate moment. So that's exactly what we've done here. So yeah, I mean, it's certainly just been a crazy ride, there's no doubt about it, and I continue to move forward every day here with what we're doing. So But yeah, just really wanted to reflect on the setup here and how awesome it's been, and been fortunate to utilize the space. And fortunately, you all will continue to see videos from this space for the immediate future and beyond. I personally think that you're probably not going to see this setup change until probably 2026. That is the likelihood. But once again, I'm not eliminating any options at this time. As of for my aviation management bachelor's degree, I have 2 semesters left. The internship will count as one of those, and then I'll have 5 more classes to finish it up next fall, which can be done online, which is really why I'm keeping these options open, because if I somehow do get hired on somewhere off of that internship, then obviously that means that it's full-time work and we're in the moment. So that said, trying to prepare as much content as I can, along with, keeping it all open. That's what I'm doing here. So if you don't know, I'm sure you figured it out by this point, but for 100% clarity, I've been pre-recording up to 6 Great Plains updates at a time, which is kind of crazy to think about. So I set it up twice a year. Last time it was in August, this time obviously here in December, and have started recording these updates so far in advance to maximize the opportunity to set it up, because this is a huge airport setup. It takes several hours at a time to get this display going. So of course, by default, I'm gonna wanna maximize when I do set it up and all that. Same goes for the other airports. I've recorded about 4 of those each at a time, excluding Tulsa, for the adequate news and representation that I can provide on that. So the rest of it's obviously been recorded way in advance, along with several of the other videos as well. A bunch of videos that can come out later on, aviation news, analysis, so on and so forth, that obviously don't have to come out at X time. Like really the release reactions are some of the only videos, and then obviously in the month span for the monthly airport updates, those are really the only major time frame videos. The master unboxings can be moved around, the airline collectible hauls, all those videos obviously very flexible, which is, I'm very fortunate that I have content like that, because otherwise this would be tricky, and especially with all these trips that I've done over time too, and then now with the work coming up too, it would be tricky. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, there's certainly a bunch to do here, so I'm really excited to continue to get this all restructured and yeah, just continue the new era regardless of the case. But I know this video ended up kind of going a little long, but just want to talk about a little bit of what to expect long term for the studio. And once again, since this could be my last day here, that's not a visit, right? That I'm actually residing here. I just wanted to really appreciate the setup, and I was about to go record some desktop videos, but I couldn't help myself but to think of what I could do in this moment to adequately, make a video on what we currently have. And I thought that this was an appropriate opportunity to do just that. So yeah, I really hope all of you enjoyed the analysis. Let me know if you have any additional thoughts or similar feelings in the comments below. I'm sure many of you have plenty of moving pieces to your lives, and be happy to listen to all those in the comments, so feel free to provide them. But yeah, we're going to continue to move forward. It's certainly a very exciting time, no matter what the case is, and I hope all of you are enjoying the videos. It's certainly really exciting to get to share them with you all, and I'll enjoy continuing to upload them on a regular basis as we continue to move forward. But with that being said, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. My name is CM Aviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe, trust the process. Do you love and love you do. My name is CM Aviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as CM Aviation is signing off.